Hello there. If you are a paid ads agency and you are looking to get your next few clients from B2B cold email, then you're in the right place. I'm here to give you some inspiration. So today we're going to be scheming up a B2B cold outbound campaign for a paid social ads agency targeting fintech brands. And so without further ado, let's get into it. And by the way, my name is Daniel Carroll, founder of Cozmic Growth Labs, where we run B2B cold outbound campaigns for ads agency and helping them getting the next few paying clients. So let's get into it. Let's imagine that we are a paid social ads agency that wants to book more high quality meetings with fintech brands where our paid social expertise allows them to scale on cold traffic. And so this micro campaign will focus on a quality over quantity approach by targeting UK-based fintech brands, so neotechs, neobanks, investment apps, saving apps, buy now, pay later apps, insurance tech, actually running paid ads campaigns, but showing signs of scaling challenges or situations. So like recent funding rounds, job posting for paid social roles or paid ads roles, and grow specific software expenses like ad attribution software, right? If someone's spending a lot of money for paid ads attribution software like Hyros or something like that, then that indicates that they're looking to grow. And so we'll be using that information there. So just for context, campaign target, UK-based fintech brands. You can go, sure, over time, if we are seeing results with this campaign, we can go into more geographies, but we just start with the UK as a micro campaign just to see what sticks, right? Next, the offer will be running paid social ads, so Meta, LinkedIn, or TikTok for financial services, scaling cold traffic acquisition. LinkedIn probably less because these are probably D2C, but still. So the steps of building a cold email campaign is step 1, ICP and ISP development. Step 2, cold email infrastructure. Step 3, building a lead list of contacts, also known as lead scraping. Step 4, the first cold email. Step 5, follow-up sequence. Step 6, handling positive replies. Step 7, fine-tuning campaign performance. And a bonus step, non-obvious improvements. And let's get into it. So step 1, ICP and ISP development. ICP is ideal customer profile. So this is industry, headcount, so how many employees, title that you're trying to meet with, and also geographies, right? And then ISP is ideal situational profile. So when we imagine when we think back to our top 10% of sales conversations, right? So imagine we had 100 sales meetings, 10 will be in the bottom 10%, 10 will be in the top 10%. Well, what did that look like, right? And so what did those people have in common? And so if we have Fathom recordings, then we can literally take, okay, of the people that closed, we'll take the Fathom, we'll take a few Fathoms, put it into Claude, and then ask Claude, hey, what do these people have in common, right? And then we'll use that information, and then we'll try and make a situation out of it, and then we'll see and make sure we have our campaign sell into those situations. And so examples could be they recently raised a Series A or Series B and need to scale user acquisition fast. They hired a head of growth or performance marketing role, or there was a new CMO. Or they're running paid social in-house, but they're plateauing on performance and they're just tired of it. They tried all these different softwares and nothing was working, and they got tired of it and they needed to hire an expert. And so we'll try and see what situations we can find and then sell into them. And so essentially, what did your best sales conversations that closed have in common? We'll figure that out first and then sell into that situation, so we can build lists around these situations using Clay, so we can enrich using Clay. And so the ideal customer profile for this micro campaign: geography, UK, industry, fintech offers, headcount 200 to 500 employees, so scale ups with budget but lacking deep paid social expertise. Titles to context, so primary contacts, these would be the most ideal ones, so department heads, CMOs, right, executive level, head of paid social, paid media. But those people are super busy. Naturally, they're less likely to sure, they do hop on campaigns if if you hit the right person at the right time with the right offer, but we're more likely to get our foot in the door with performance marketing managers or just other managers of the same department, and these can possibly become our champions. So in the B2B world, champion means someone who is in the organization that you're trying to sell to, someone who you've already built rapport with, they know, like, and trust you, and they can help you sway the other people that you need to sell to. And yeah. And then the ideal situational profile. So this will be fintech brands already running paid ads, but showing signs of scaling friction. And so what we want to look out for is either recent funding announcements, so a Series A, Series B in the last 12 months, aged funding. And so what it means is it's been longer than 12 months, so 12 to 18 months plus since they got funding. And so sure, they got funding, but are they getting the results that will impress the VCs for the next funding round, right? If it's been 12 to 18 months since they got a Series A, then they're probably trying to get ready to get a Series B, right? Either, coming up in the next few months or even next year. And so are they on track to impress VCs? If not, then they might be interested in talking to you. Next, job posting for paid social, performance marketing, or growth roles, right? That is indicates if they are displaying effort into hiring someone, then right, they care about this problem and they'd like to get it solved. And so that's a way you can go in there. You can even with that kind of line of thought, you could even go, how about we help you go from here to here, we'll get you to a good level, and then we'll help you hire your next performance marketing person. We'll train them on what we found worked and didn't, so they hit the ground running, very corporate speak. And then we can also sell into kind of go through kind of tech stacks. So if they used Meta Ads, LinkedIn Ads, Google Ads, or specific tools like ad attribution software, so like Triple Whale, Hyros, ThoughtMetric, if they're paying money indicates that if they're willing to spend money on that, then they're probably willing to spend money on an agency, right? And so especially if they know that we can help them with the problem. And also money spent indicates a frustrating pain point. It just, right, if someone spends a bunch of money on pens, right, they'll probably spend more money on pens, right? And so that's kind of is, or a different variation, right? Maybe colored pens or pencils or stuff like that, right? And then so step 2, infrastructure. So cold email infrastructure, here we do branded sending domains that redirect to the main domain. So if our main domain is maindomain.com, then we want to have secondary domains that have a variation of that redirect to the main domain. So email accounts are Google Workspace, as we are selling into younger companies. If we were selling into older companies, then we would do Outlook campaigns, for example, on Scaled Mail. But because we're trying to talk to like young kind of startups, they will probably most likely be on Google Workspace. We'll then use Porkbun for the domains, right? Porkbun or GoDaddy are both good, but I like Porkbun myself. And Porkbun has domain sales, so check out for that, right? Because you can get more domains cheaper and just age them in the background. Then we can use the best the best domain endings for cold email purposes is .com, .co, and .co.uk. And what specifically means is local, right? So Canadian will have their own version, US will probably have their own version, I'm assuming, right? And so, yeah, basically .com, .co, and the local version of yours. Then we'll use premium inboxes for the email accounts because we want to get Google Workspaces, and premium inboxes is really good for getting a Google Workspace accounts. And then example of sending domains, again, you want to have variations here. So it might be work with maindomain.com, work with maindomain.co, work with maindomain.co.uk, or you might also do try main domain, talk to main domain, chat with maindomain.com.co.uk, and you have to make sure that all of these redirect to your main website. Step 3, lead this thesis. So the thesis here is would use LinkedIn Sales Navigator and then enrich in Clay. Would you search for keywords that might allow us to identify fintech brands and then enrich these companies in Clay with this type of data. So a recent Series A or B funding, active job posting for this department, or using specific software. So this ensures that we're targeting brands that need specialist paid social ad expertise right now. And alternatively, you could get a list from Crunchbase and enrich in Clay. That's another option you can do there. Next, step 4, the first cold email. So here's what's working now with creative agency offers in 2025. In this space, the best results for creative offers come from doing these well. So you want an offer that makes the intangible tangible. So like it meets like the so what factor. Why would they care? You want a name drop well-known happy clients, and you want a low friction call to action, such as a brand assessment, a case study Loom video featuring said well-known happy client, and offering to send it over. And so some key things here is first, we want to understand resonance. So how do they write about their goals, the frustrating, and the words? What words do they actually use, right? And so we call these resonance assets. And so this can be Fathom recordings of sales calls, Fathom recordings of onboarding calls, where you get to ask, okay, where are you really struggling with, and like how can we help, stuff like that. Also, even stuff like inbound quote requests, because we want to make sure that we get the language that they are using. A big mistake people make is, at least a mistake I make, maybe not a massive mistake, but it's I'll talk with founders and I'll ask founders, well, what do you do for your clients? And then founders go, well, we help them do this, this, and this, and a very big picture, right? Blue sky, because the type of person who starts a company is naturally going to be like that. However, they might not use, your client might not use the words that you use to describe the situation. So if you're selling paid ads, you'll say, so we do this, this, and this, we use this software here, we do this as this. Whereas your client might just think, yeah, we use paid ads to convert cold traffic so we hit growth targets, so that we impress our investors. That might literally be the whole thing going on in their head. And so we want to understand the words that they use, not the words that we think they use. And the best way to do this is literally Fathom recordings, maybe with either them or with your client-facing staff, so they can tell you, oh yeah, I know. They specifically on the interview asked about this question, this question, this question. And so, yeah, right. And you can use that. You can feed it into Claude and say, Claude, look at this transcript. Can you tell me, okay, what in their own terms, what pain points are they talking about? What goals are they talking, specific goals are they talking into, and stuff like that. Then we also sell into situations. Did the numbers wrong here? Sound situations for your ISP, and again, low friction call to action is best, like a video or a brand assessment or something like that. And so what is an example of a resonance asset? So let's imagine that we have an email from a fintech brand asking for a quote request, and they say, hi, agency name, I'm the marketing manager at that company there, a VC backed B2C lending out, already should be D2C. Looking for a paid social partner. We're struggling with two key challenges. One, our cost per lead spikes when scaling to cold traffic, so we can convert warm traffic. And two, we can't find creative that both converts and passes Meta's financial services compliance. Do you have experience about helping lending or fintech apps scale compliant cold traffic acquisition or paid social? If so, I'd love to discuss possible partnership options and see relevant case studies. Available for a call this week or next, best, and then a signature. So because of this, we actually understand, we now know the language that they use to describe their goals, their frustrations, and their world. And this is fantastic context for us to have, because if we know, if they're talking about, well, CPL spikes, right? Or if they're talking about cold traffic, warm traffic, then we know, okay, we're going to mention those words, that lingo, so that we can actually speak into words that they can resonate with, right? Like, let's imagine we're trying to sell to a company and they only speak French, and we don't know how to speak French, and our cold emails are not written in French, and they don't know how to speak English, right? Could they understand what your offer is, right? You could write the best copy in the world, but if they can't understand it, then there's no point, right? That you're not going to resonate with them, right? So you need to understand the language that they're using. And so that's what we're trying to do here with resonance assets. And literally, an idea is just collecting resonance assets, so Fathom recordings or quote request, right? Written down things there, collecting that, putting it into Claude, and giving Claude like a cold email template. So like, hey, I want to hit, this is a template. I know it's working for other people. Can you please take this transcript or this email sent from a prospect or a customer, do that, add that kind of custom words into my cold email template so that I can then send it to companies like them, right? And so that you actually do very good copy there. And so moving on, here is an example of what I came up with. So the subject line is Thoughts first name. So, hey, first name, as you raised your funding type round about time ago. So as you raised your Series A round about 12 months ago, if I had to guess, scaling on paid social has become a bigger priority. We haven't met before, but we helped a well-known fintech client scale the meta spend 3x in 6 weeks without the CPL spiking by testing creative that both converts with cold audiences and actually gets approved by Meta. Happy to send over a video breakdown of the best performing Meta campaigns we're seeing in the fintech space lately. Let me know. Smiley face. Best. And then you have your email signature here. And PS, if you already have paid social completely covered, let me know and I'll stop reaching out. And we can just add that as that's just another version for an opt out to be GDPR compliant. Here's another variation. So subject line here is quick idea, name and body. Hi, first name. We're a performance-driven paid social agency exploring partnerships with UK brands like company name to scale cold traffic acquisition profitably. Not sure if you're currently set up to scale meta spend without CPL spiking on cold audiences or maybe cold traffic, but given your recent funding type round, so given your recent Series A round, I thought it could be a fit. If this is worth the look, let me know and I'll send over a breakdown of how we're helping other fintech brands like well-known fintech client crack compliant creative that actually converts at scale. No bother if not. Best, your agency, your name, title, agency name. And that's just another example here. By the way, another thing, and I'll mention this a little bit later, is spin tax. So if we have something like where, it could be we are, right? And you want to add those variations so that you can do cold email at a higher scale. And you want to do spin text every 5 words. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And so, yeah, we have that here. Next, we have our follow-up sequence. So it'd be email 1, so brief message plus offer. Then email 2, maybe 3 or 4 days after. It'd be go more in depth into the value of the call to action, right? Maybe give them a bit more context to follow up with. And then email 3, it'd be restructured version of the first email, same angle but different subject line, right? We want the same subject line here, so it nests so that they can look and they can look at the second email, so the first follow-up, and then they could see the original email so they get more context. And then we could do this just so we don't annoy them, basically. And so this would be day 1, right? This would be the first one. Then this is either day 3 or day 4, and this might be either day 4 or day 5. And so again, adding in spin text every 5 words, spin text allows us to scale campaigns. For example, we haven't met has variations of we have not met or we have not yet met. You can just add that there with a spin text and just adds a bit of variation. And doing that every 5 words allows you to send more cold emails at scale. Next, handling positive replies. So you want to email back or either or, right? Ideally both, to book them in. And so warm calls are major. If you're a decent cold caller, then you can warm call. It's not that hard. Just pick up the phone after they respond and say, hey, saw your email. I thought it'd be easier if we did this over a call. Do you have 30 seconds? Something like that, and then you can book something in. And so if you're not comfortable on the phone, then just do 500 cold calls. And after 500 cold calls, warm calling a positive reply to a cold email will be a breeze. And so moving on, fine-tuning campaign performance. Once you get results after the first 30 days, make tweaks and consider scaling geographies, right? If it's working in the UK, it might work in Europe, or it might work over the pond, right, to North America, right, US, Canada. However, be warned about targeting German-speaking regions, as they are notoriously strict on GDPR over there. Objectively, I've only heard of one fine in cold email due to GDPR, and it's because it was, I think it was actually a German sending to a German, and that's why they were a lot stricter there. And so if you are receiving complaints about GDPR, or you just want to cover your ass, then you have this PS line here. PS, if you already have paid social completely covered, let me know and I'll start reaching out, smiley face. Or as an alternative, PS, if you already have this fully covered, let me know and I'll remove you from their CRM, whichever one you prefer. And so yes, it's an opt-out, but it sounds more human. I was thinking back, just even the ones like reply stop to opt out, that sounds very manufactured, and we don't really want that, right? We want to make this sound like I don't know, like a human wrote it. And so, whoops, we have that there. Moving on. Bonus non-obvious improvements. So your email signature should have results show up in page one of Google when someone copies and pastes it, right? As we mentioned, email signature, right? Full name, title, company name, right? So if it's your name, founder of your agency, they can literally copy and paste that, put into Google, and then you show up. And so if this shows up, or like if like your name and face and your company's domain shows up, then that indicates that you are legitimate, and it will improve the result of your cold email campaign. And so if this is not working, I do have a video on this, but ideas are have YouTube videos. And so this shows up double. One, your emails will show up if it's optimized for your name, title, and agency name, but also the YouTube channel will show up so they can eat on, especially because YouTube is owned by Google. So yeah, basically, if you upload one YouTube video, then both your YouTube channel will show up if someone does direct Google hit, and like your information, so your name, title, and agency name is in that YouTube, right, will pop up, but also the actual YouTube video will pop up. So you get shows up double. So you would go from, if let's say you have 0 results, you would have 2 results, and then you have your LinkedIn. Right, that makes 3 results. Website, that would make 4 results. Twitter's kind of hard. I haven't cracked that one just yet, but hopefully in the future I will. That'll pop up. And then blog posts, PR posts, whatever. Just make sure it shows up. So anyway, I've been rambling for a long time. I hope this was useful. I hope you got some inspiration for this when you make your next cold email campaign. And thank you for watching. If you are interested in working with me, then my information will be in the description below. All right. That's it from me. Have a good one. Bye. Bye. Bye.